2022 Earth sign reading. So hello all Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising. Today we're going to take a look into what July has cooked up for you. So if you don't know who I am Tara with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot. And if you want to learn a little bit more about me, check out that description box down below and head over to www.kittensweightsandtarot.com. Check out the About Me section, all my readings, lots of good stuff over there. And maybe while you're there, check out the Leon Mystery School and the newsletter. I have a newsletter coming out on the 1st in just a couple of days. I don't play the spam game. I just send out a newsletter the 1st of every month full of witchy goodness, channels that I'm watching, decks that I'm using, crystals that I'm using, lots of good stuff there. So if that interests you, maybe you want to go sign up. All right, so like I said, we're going to be diving into the elemental reading for our Earth sign babies, and I have a few decks that I'm going to be working with you guys. Hey, Kayla! And so for that, of course, I always bust out my Wally's World Oracle, and if you're interested in my deck, the link is down below. But for every reading, of course, I always have my trusty Wally's World, and I'm going to bust out the Spacious Tarot. I tried to go for more earthy decks, obviously, for you guys. And I'm going to bust out the Earth Warriors Oracle, the Ancestor and Angels and Ancestors Oracle, and the Spirit Animal Oracle. All right. So I have quite a few things on the docket for you guys. Let's go ahead and cast that elemental circle. I love to cast an elemental circle at the beginning of my readings just to make sure the space is nice and clear, the messages that are coming through are as clear as possible, and that we have ourselves a nice time. And so this elemental circle, is an energetic circle, so it transcends space and time. So no matter when it is that you're watching this broadcast, you are within that circle with us. All right, so I'm going to call on the elements first with the element of fire. Kayla said, I have Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, and Capricorn. Hey! Wow, awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and call in the fire element just to burn away anything that is going to impede our intuition and block whatever it is that we're needing to know today. All right, and then calling in a bit of that air energy with this nice piece of Palo Santo. And again, just using the winds, the air, to help clear the space and purify the space. Love the smell of this Palo Santo. Ah, so nice, so nice. All right, and then a little bit of water energy, flush it all away. And this particular water that I have here is full lunar cycle water. So what I like to do on the new moon, especially during eclipse season, so it was new moon, solar eclipse that we had. I put out the moon water and then just kind of let it go throughout the whole moon cycle all the way to the full moon lunar eclipse that we had. So this is powerful stuff, you guys. So bringing in clarity, getting rid of blockages. All right. Ooh, water feels good too. All right, and then last but not least, of course, bringing in the earth element, which is you guys. So I have this little wand here that James and I created for Desert Cauldron, so you can actually find it in our Etsy shop. So this is an antelope bone, and then we have pieces of citrine in here, and this is a chlorite quartz. So chlorite included quartz. It's just earthy to me to the max with a little bit of solar energy, which I love. And of course, all of our any of our things that we have with animal parts, make sure are ethically obtained. All right, so calling in the elementals of the north, which the north is off to the right of me. I'm just asking them to assist us in casting our circle today. Calling in the elementals of the east to help us to cast our circle today. Calling in the elementals of the south to help us to cast our circle today. And calling in the elementals of the west to help us to cast our circle today. All right, the circle is cast. Let our work begin. And so it is. All right, you guys. let's go ahead and dive in. I would like to do an overall elemental reading first before I dive into the individual zodiac signs, so Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And with Wally's World, I always pull an overall theme card, just something that I can reference throughout the reading. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, Wally, what do we have going on in July for our little Earth babies? And by the way, I hope you guys are having a wonderful evening. Hope everybody had some good some good dinner. Actually had some ramen that my brother sent me for my birthday. That was good stuff. My lips are still tingling because it was a good amount of spice. Not too spicy, but a good amount of spice. So I think I'm still like maybe sweating a little bit. But it was good stuff. I have my water nearby just in case. Okay, looks like we have our card. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Oh, all right. So, Jonathan, hey, he says, aloha, friends. This is a picture that actually one of my good friends took several years ago when his boys were much younger, but this is at the aquarium in Arizona before actually I came to live in Arizona here. These are all the jellyfish, and actually I photoshopped Wally up here as if he's looking at all the jellyfish. But let me dive into that. And that's interesting because I kind of been in a watery vibe today, hence like my, oh, sorry, hit the microphone. Hence my little seashell necklace that I have. And actually I have kind of like this, on the back it says like mermaid on duty, you know, so just feeling the water vibes today. So interesting. Let's see how that plays out for our Earth signs in July. Let's tap into this. All right, Earth signs, just again for the overarching theme. Obviously, we're going to get into more details when we go into the elemental reading, and even more specific when we go into your individual zodiac. But I'm just really feeling slowness. With some of the other signs, there was, speed and a lot of things happening. And it does feel like, there may be quite a few things happening in July, but it would behoove us to move slowly. I think that if we move too quickly, we may miss certain details, we may miss certain opportunities, and it may be that much harder for us to remain in the present and have gratitude for where we are right now instead of always looking to the future. So this is all about slow. I'm getting slow as I'm like kind of seeing the jellyfish just kind of slowly just do their thing in the ocean. No need to rush. They're happy where they are. They're glad to be who they are. And that's kind of the overarching feeling that I'm getting for our Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus friends. Slow, graceful, no need to rush. All right. All right. I'm loving that message. Okay, so I'm going to put the card kind of up right there just so I can keep an eye on it while I do the rest of this reading. Okay, Jonathan said, I'm making dinner right now, yams and kale cooked like collard greens. Ooh, I was telling everybody that I had some ramen from my brother. He lives up in the Bay Area with his wife, and so he knows that, well, I mean, he somehow knew that I'm having trouble finding good ramen here where I am in Tempe. And so I was so happy when my little care package came and I was like, ramen. All right, I'm going to use the Spacious Tarot for our elemental reading. I'm just going to pull a few cards. And again, this is just overall for the earth signs, and then we'll go into the individual zodiac. Jonathan said, talk about slow cooking. Nice, yes. Take it slow, bro. Take it slow. Okay, so this is the Spacious Tarot. Actually backed it a while ago on Kickstarter. Love this deck so much. All right. Let's see. Earth signs. What do we have going on in July? Julio. All right. Let's that card, and there, we'll go with a couple more cards because why not? Okay, All right, so that looks like our cards there. All right, so let me flip these over and show you guys. So we have the Three of Cups. And by the way, since this is a live chat, if you guys are getting something from the cards, any sort of downloads, intuition, definitely share it with us so we can expand upon the reading. And if you guys want to bust out your cards too, that would be fabulous. You know, you can share those as well. Jonathan said, oh, you also backed the Kickstarter project. And then we have, oh, okay, the Six of Cups, so 2 Cups cards. Such watery energy for our earth signs. This is interesting. And then we have the Ten of Wands. And then lastly, we have the Chariot, which again has water in it. And I'm wearing blue as well, so oh, and then the little waves. So interesting. So also something to take into consideration. All right, all this water energy as it pertains to our earth signs. Let me just kind of get an overall look at these cards before I really kind of go into a channeling with them. Okay, so just kind of looking at what we have here, you know, at the very beginning with the theme card, we had the blue, water, ocean, jellyfish. I myself am dressed in blue. You know, I have some ocean theme going on. Also, hold on, I have a eyelash. Also, we have the Six of Cups, the Three of Cups, and the Chariot. And you notice they all have water going on in them to some degree. All right, so just kind of first impressions. It feels as though July is going to be all about cleansing, purifying. So, you know, in our day-to-day, sometimes we don't have so much time for our spiritual practice. Maybe we get like a couple minutes meditation here or there, maybe a couple of minutes at the altar, which is right behind me. And we're off doing all these things. And well, you know, as human beings, we're these little energetic sponges. We kind of pick things up wherever we go. When we're out at the grocery store, when we're off with friends, where, you know, I'm out like actually watching my friends' animals. I'm go see his animals again tomorrow morning while they're out of town. But everywhere we go, everywhere we drive, everywhere we walk, we're just picking stuff up here and there. And after a while, we start noticing like why do I feel so odd, or I feel tired, or I feel off? And it could be many factors, but possibly one of those factors is also that we've been accumulating a lot of energy that's not ours. And so I think in July it would really behoove our earth friends who, again, connected to Mama Gaia, if we go through our own personal cleansing and purifying rituals. I know it looks different for everybody. For some people, they take an actual like cleansing bath and that works for them. For other people, they take their Palo Santo stick and they go and, you know, cleanse themselves. Other people might go into meditation and do a cord cutting ritual. But I think just kind of looking at just the element that is being presented to me, that kind of some sort of, well, actually, you know, incorporating water I think would be really beneficial as well for your purifying practices. So maybe something with water. Maybe you do live near the ocean, and maybe just sticking your feet in the ocean might be really good. Maybe going for a swim, and maybe if you're not near an ocean, maybe a river. Or maybe just jump into the bathtub and just have the intention that we're having that extra energy that doesn't belong to us, just kind of wash it away. I'll ask the water, which does have the kind of properties of quartz. You know, it's able to be set with intention, and just have it aid you in washing away that extra energy that needn't be there. All right, let's see. Let's go back here. Jonathan said, learning to flow with the urges of spirit guides. I throw myself into the ocean. You know what? I was thinking as of late, I can't wait to maybe see the ocean again, you know? And actually towards the end of July, I think we're going to be taking a trip up to the Bay Area. So I might get a chance to go see the beach. So yay! Okay, so let me take a look at these cards here. And then I'm going to go into a quick channeling. So those maybe who are new, kind of wondering what I'm doing. Although yes, I love reading my oracle cards and tarot cards. I'm more dive into the energy of what's in the card, instead of kind of reading them traditionally like I used to. Even though I always read intuitively, I would kind of dive into the image and, you know, allow my intuition to work that way. But my intuition's wanting to work a little bit differently lately, where it's going to a direct connection to my higher self to source, and just getting the messages from there. Let's see. Jonathan said you can add sea salt to your bath for a similar cleanse to the ocean itself. Good point. Also, if you don't have a bath, because I know not everybody has a bathtub, if you just have a shower, you can also get a bowl of water, put some sea salt in that, and kind of pour that over you while you're in the shower. You can place your feet in there. A lot of times, there are many cultures believe that our feet, being the closest to Earth, are the best at absorbing energy and bringing that up into the body. So if you wanted to make a little foot bath for yourself, that might help as well. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into these cards. Again, it's the 3 of Cups, 6 of Cups, 10 of Wands, and the Chariot, which is card number 7. All right, let's see what we have here. Okay. So for earth signs, it seems like thus far in general for this year, you guys have been kind of on a roll of, there are some new things that have come into your life, there's things that you're getting done, and it seems like you guys have been at a pretty steady pace. Just going, getting things done, meeting new people, got our to-do list, all the other things that we have going on in our life. But all the while, remember, I was talking about kind of picking up all this extra energy from where we go, all the new people that we meet, all the new situations we find ourselves in. And, you know, it's perfectly normal that we end up just getting some extra stuff that really isn't ours. And so now I'm kind of seeing these earth signs, you know, again, Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus, just, it's like you guys are trudging through the mud. It's no longer like you're just kind of walking along the sidewalk. All of a sudden it looks like, energetically speaking, walking through the mud of like, you're still doing your day-to-day things. You still have a somewhat similar to-do list, but now it feels like it's that much harder to get things done, normal. Or it's like, I'm so tired, I don't want to do that today. Or, can't I just put that off until tomorrow? And then you might be thinking to yourself, am I just becoming lazy? Like, like what's wrong with me? And it's like you're trying to crack the whip on yourself, as if that this had something to do with some sort of laziness. And you're like, what is going on? And I feel like there's, it's more like a buildup. Like there's a lot on your shoulders and you're carrying so much extra stuff that is not yours. And so actually when you feel lethargic, like many of you have been, it's actually the call to stop in your tracks, start moving a little bit more slowly, kind of like the jellyfish that we got at the very beginning with our theme card, and decide, you know what, there might be just a little bit of extra baggage that I need to let go of, energetically speaking. And so hence the cleansing baths and showers and going for a dip into the ocean or a river or lake or whatever may be near you in terms of water. But I really see water playing a very important role. Even if you don't live near a body of water, just trying to get some of that water, even if it comes out of your tap water, and placing your intention into it to help purify and cleanse you. But also, I was getting as well is that this is a really good time, now that you're moving a little bit more slowly, to tap into some healing work as well. As you know, time goes on, sometimes our shadows and things that need to be healed tend to start slowing us down because they're calling for you to, hey, slow down. It's time to work on these things. And it seems like July is more of a month all about you and your healing journey and learning to cleanse yourself, and learning when you walk into a room and you're picking up things from other people that aren't yours, and just learning to discern your energy from others. And that comes from really getting to know your own body, your energy, and spending time with yourself, both outwards and inwards. And I feel like once you guys do that, once you spend some time with yourself, once you spend some time working on, I'm not saying doing like big shadow work rituals, but just little stuff here and there, purifying rituals here and there, is really going to free up a lot of your energy for the rest of the year that we have going on. But for July, this is going to be pause for the earth signs. And then with the last card that we got, which was the Chariot card, at first I was kind of seeing a dam, kind of blocking that flow of water. But, by working on some things, by slowing down and just kind of step by step throughout July, working on yourself, and giving yourself a lot more focus for the month, that it's like that dam disappears and the flow starts moving once again. So kind of freeing up your energy, you might notice that you're starting to feel a lot more vital, and more pep in your step, a lot more vitality, I should say. Yeah, and definitely beneficial for late summer that we go into. All right, let's see, let me go back here. Jonathan said, Virgo Sun with Taurus rising, so double earth. I'm feeling that mud up to my chin. So yeah, maybe this is a really good time for, us to just, I know that we have so much that we're like, oh my gosh, I have to do this and I have to do this. But, why make it harder really on ourselves to push ourselves and berate ourselves for not getting something done when it's like really, it's time to focus on ourselves. And then yes, we will get to that and we will get those things done. We'll have more energy for those things, but we just have to do a little slowness for now. All right, let's see if I'm getting anything else from these cards. Nope, I just kind of see this end card, that this is what we want. We want the floodgates to open up again. We want that water moving more freely once again, our energy. Because right now it's just a little blocked up. That's all. Okay. Ooh, time to dive into each of the zodiac signs individually. Okay, so we have our overall theme. We have an overall energy for our earth signs, but I want to see what's going on with Virgo, what's going on with Taurus, what's going on with Capricorn. And so for that, I'm going to use my Earth Warriors Oracle. I don't think I've busted this deck out in a while. Hey, Michelle, what's up? Let me just resituate myself here. All right, so these are the backs of these cards. These cards are so colorful. I've had this deck for a really long time, and this deck just gets me right there, And I was like, am I gonna bust this deck out? Because this deck's got some major messages. And I was like, okay, we're gonna use it during the live chat. We'll see how that goes. Okay, let's pull cards for Taurus first. So I think some of you guys said there's like some Taurus suns, moons rising somewhere in here. So let me know, where are my Taurus at? Actually, my good friend who's he and his wife, he's Taurus, she's a Virgo. I think a couple of their sons are both Taurus and Virgo. One son's a Capricorn, and then there's only one son, he's an Aries. But it's like basically the Earth family. And I'm watching their dog, their 2 cats, and their bunny rabbit. No, 3 cats. Sorry. No, there's Nobu. So yeah, there's 3 cats and rabbit while they're off in California. Okay, so again, Taurus. Let's see. Jonathan says, I'm looking forward to my vacation in Belize. Oh, that's right. Says, I'll be walking in a cave river in the ATM cave. I have a feeling that's going to be the major cleanse and awakening. Dude, you need to tell us about that. Like when you get back, definitely. Kayla said, my midheaven is in Taurus. Awesome. Michelle is a Taurus sun and rising. Jonathan is a Taurus rising. All right. Okay. Taurus babies. Okay. So let's see what the Earth Warriors have to say here. Okay. Put this to the side. Let's see what we have. Mama Kia. All right, Mama Kia. And it says, Mandala of the Moon. Again, watery energy. What is up, Earth signs? I feel like I'm like, should the water signs be poking their head in here? But no, you guys, it's all about connecting to the water element actually for Earth signs in the month of July. But I'll let you guys dive into that card because the imagery and the energy that comes out of these cards to me is that's why I was like hesitant to use them in this reading, because when I read with these cards, for me personally, I'm like, whoa, mind blown. Okay. Taurus. I feel like it's going to be a big one. All right, Taurus. All right. Taurus, whatever form that is in your chart, your sun, your moon, your rising, elsewhere in the planets, it feels as though there is as if you, in the ego sense, has been trying to do a disconnect from your intuition. You might be asking, why would anyone want to become disconnected from their intuition? Here's the message that is coming through. I see this bull, which is you guys, and behind the bull, there's this energy that is telling the bull, hey, you know, little taps here and there, go that way, or stop, slow down, almost like pulling on the horns just a little bit. And the bull like shaking its head like, no, because the 3D world dictates that I need to be doing this right now. I don't have time for you, intuition. I don't have time for you, heart. So even though your intuition is now starting to really it's gone from tapping to now slapping. It's gone from gently tugging to now really pulling on the horns, and saying, slow down. What are you doing? We're telling you, go this way. And of course, yes, you have free will, but also you have an intuition, and it's not like an outside force is the one pulling on your horns. It's not an outside force that's like, hey, like what's going on here? That's you. It's your higher self. It's literally you talking to you. And it's like there's this argument going on between the ego self, you know, in the human body, and the spirit self, you know, Taurus spirit, you know, saying, hey, you, we need to be going this way. We need to be slowing down. You know, let's look at all the things that, you know, we have going on here. This would really benefit you. But it's the ego portion shaking its head and saying, no, I don't have time for that right now, because I have family, I have this going on. I don't have time to go that direction. But the ego, lacking in intuition, has no idea what lies beyond the urgings of the intuition. The intuition is saying go that way. The ego doesn't know why, so it says, that's just fruitless. We don't need to go that direction. So I see kind of this power struggle going on inside, which also may be contributing to the feet in the mud effect, you know, where the ego's desperately trying to get its 3D stuff done, and the intuition is like, what are you doing? So that may also be part of that, as well as what I said earlier in the just the elemental reading, you know, taking on a lot of extra energy as well. So this is definitely a month where you're going to have to sit both of them down, your ego and your intuition, and stop the conflict. You know, we can't have them arguing with one another. We want them working in synergy. You know, we want the ego, yes, to help us in the 3D, but it's really the intuition that guides us even more seamlessly. I've said before that the intuition is more like the compass, whereas the ego is the vehicle. But only one of them's holding the compass, and only one of them says, hey, we need to go due south. Go south, my friend. All right. Sorry, there's like a lot of heat coming in for this reading. So I'm just like, all right. Okay, that was, all right. Okay, so yeah, Mama Kia. All right. Let's see, Jonathan said, I'm seeing it as a connection to spirit through the waters. Yes. Oh, and then Michelle was telling Jonathan about, oh yeah, like his trip to, and definitely, yeah, spirit through the waters as well. My goodness. My goodness. All right. Okay, so that was Taurus. Virgo. Michelle's like, I relate to that. Jonathan, I'm feeling that heat as well. I know, I'm like, I hate to use the card, but I'm just like, okay, so Virgos. Do we have any Virgos in the sun, moon, rising? So like I said, my best friend's wife is the Virgo. Is it her oldest? No, her second oldest. He's a Virgo, and then the youngest, I believe he's also a Virgo, but it's the third one. Child number 3. he's the fire sign, and I think it's the first one. I think he's a Capricorn. Interesting. All right, so Virgos actually, and also my mom's a Virgo too. Okay, here we go. Okay, Jonathan just turned on the AC. Okay, maybe energetically I'm gonna feel some of that. All right. Okay, Virgo. It's Palik Mana. All right, Jonathan is a Virgo sun. All right, Palik Mana, and it says medicine of the butterfly Kachina. Beautiful butterfly. And actually butterflies were coming in pretty strong today. I did it was a pick a card reading through a collab group that I'm in, and I was just really feeling a bunch of butterfly vibes. So interesting. So let me dive into this one, Virgo, and let's see what we have here. All right, Virgo, right away I was drawn to the chrysalis, and it's interesting because the video that I was making, I do have my actual home video of butterflies emerging from their chrysalises. So my old home in San Diego, we had tons of milkweed around the not around the house, but around the property, and we would get all of these monarch butterflies. So we would have, just at certain times of the year, our whole retaining wall that we had near the front would be just lined full of chrysalises, and it would be almost like fireworks, where it would be, you'd hear this little crackling sound, and it was butterfly emerging after butterfly emerging from these chrysalises. And when they come out, they don't quite look like the beautiful butterflies that we're used to. It's not quite a butterfly looking thing yet. It sort of is, and it's not a caterpillar either, but its body sort of has the plumpness still of a caterpillar just when it first emerges, and the wings are so crumpled up and it's kind of wet a little bit, and then the butt of the butterfly starts to thin out, the wings, you know, get unfolded, uncrumpled, and it suns itself for a while before it's able to fly away. And I kind of feel, Virgo, that you guys are in that phase right now where it's just before you emerge from your chrysalis. So it feels like there's been this kind of waiting period where you knew you were meant to be headed in a particular direction. So it's like, okay, I got to do this, and this, you know, like spiritually speaking, I feel really good. I feel like I'm on the right track. And then it feels like, at least how I'm feeling things through you guys, that all of a sudden it felt like it hit a wall. It's like I was going, and then what happened? Like what I feel like I'm not making any more progress. So it feels like the lights just went out. And that's that time when the chrysalis has been formed. And so it feels like you guys have been in this waiting period, this dark period. And even though it may feel stagnant, it's really far from stagnant. There's been a lot going on in terms of encoding. I'm talking light codes, upgrades, spiritually speaking, revelations in the 3D, 4D, and 5D, and really understanding oneself. So although it feels like maybe the 3D world has stopped for you, or it feels a little bit stagnant, your 4 and 5D world are far from stagnant at the moment. And so in July, perhaps towards mid to late July, I'm kind of feeling for many of the Virgo out there, it's finally when things feel like, oh, whoa, all of a sudden, like, okay, it's not stagnant anymore, but things just feel different. I'm interacting with people differently. My 3D world is starting to look and feel different. And all the things that you've been experiencing in 4 and 5D seems like it's now affecting, and you can actually see it in your 3D world. You know, I know that we talk about these different dimensions, but oftentimes we feel like they're so separated. How can they possibly be related to one another? And I think that finally you will be able to see that and see how it is affecting your 3D world. As mundane as we think it is, you know, it's more than the sum of its parts, you know. And so at first I feel like many Virgo are going to feel quite unsteady, just like a newly formed monarch butterfly, where, okay, what am I supposed to do with these crumpled things that are on my back? You know, why can't I just, you know, inch along the ground like I had been? You know, now all of a sudden I have these long legs, and, you know, so it almost feels like you're a different person, yet you're still the same person. It's just a new awareness. And so, yes, at first it might feel quite unsteady, but you'll get the hang of it quickly. Trust me, you'll get the hang of it quickly. And then I really see you guys kind of taking off towards the end of the month, and it's really August where some even more, I guess the next phase of that butterfly adventure continues on for many Virgo, is going to be in August. But just the emerging from the chrysalis phase, really kind of getting your footing, is going to be happening in July. And then the continues within August. Okay. All right. So again, those were for our Virgo babies. Jonathan said, butterfly has been a lifelong companion for me. Oh, that's awesome. And it says, yep, I've been feeling that the ATM cave is going to be my breaking free from my chrysalis. Yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, dude, I'm serious. Like, even if you have to message me on Messenger, like, let me know how'd that go. Take pictures, by the way, I want to see. But that seems like it's going to be an amazing experience. And definitely when you get back from your trip, I would say take all the time you need to really take in everything that happened. You know, go slow. And then when you feel ready, like, go ahead, yes, and share your trip, and, you know, share the pictures and everything. But yeah, take your time. Take your time. Let's see. Focus and Flow Tarot said, picturing a butterfly with baby foul goofy legs now. Amazing. Yeah, it's kind of like the woo. What's going on here? This feels weird. Okay, lastly, let's dive into Capricorn. So do we have any Capricorns actually in the house? So Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Moon, Capricorn Rising. All right, Cappies, Cappy babies. I think I actually have quite a few subscribers that are Capricorns. And you're like, how do you know this? Well, during all the chats, you know, that I always do pay attention to you guys when you guys are letting me know, you know, you're whatever your sun sign is, your moon sign or rising. And I just was like noticing on average there's a lot of Capricorns, like a handful of Scorpios, but it's like all the Scorpios like are good friends with each other. And a lot of fire signs, definitely. So I just think it's like an interesting spread on the channel, you know. All right, so Focus and Flow is a Cap, Sun, and Moon. Nice. And Jonathan said, when I was 3 years old, I was in the Pacific Grove Monarch Butterfly Parade as a monarch with my preschool friend. Oh my, that is freaking adorable. I'm trying to imagine little Jonathan. It's so cute. And your sun is a Capricorn sun. Okay, well, maybe you get to look into maybe July for your sun as well. Okay, so Cappy. what do you have going? Okay, there's your card. Alrighty then. All right, so let's see what you guys. Interesting. Another butterfly. We have Itikana. So Itikana says child of the light, as Jonathan was literally just talking about him being a kid, and he was talking about his kid, him being a kid, and then his kid, and okay. But, you know, maybe this might be a little bit different message, so I just have to dive into it first. Okay, let me put these here. I just feel like those cards have so much energy on them, they just can't be right next to me right now. Okay. Capricorn. All right, give me just a moment. Interesting. All right. So Capricorn, you know, oftentimes people think like, like Capricorn's got it going on, that they know how to lead, they know how to command, they know how to move throughout their life. Maybe on the outside, it seems like they got everything all figured out. At least they are sure what direction they need to go in. But it feels like on the inside, it may be far from that. You're just human, just like everybody else. It's just, our perceptions, and it's how maybe people perceive you. But it seems there's been a hesitation on your part to move in a particular direction that you've felt called to, not just lately, but for a while. And this can mean many things to many people. Everything from moving into a relationship, out of a relationship, into a new job, out of a job, into a new home, out of a home, leaving a birthplace. Big changes, not subtle ones where like, what type of ice cream do I want to have today? And I think of ice cream because it's so hot right now. But more life changes. And the message this month, for the month of July, is urging you to start taking a step in that direction. And at first, it's kind of like I see this shaky hoof, the shaky hoof of like, but if I go in this direction, I don't know what's going to happen. I've literally never done this before. What if I fail? What if I screw up? Well, what if I screw up so bad that I can't go back? Well, I will tell you one thing. We can never go back to the past. I don't care what kind of DeLorean time machine you make. We can't go back to the past, nor should we want to go back and live there. The only thing we can do is to live in the present. And if you make a mistake in the present, well, eventually it will become the past. And all we can do is move forward and take what we've learned from that particular mistake. Now you know what not to do. And that's just, again, a part of the human experience. There's no need to look at yourself as if you need to be optimum perfection. Perhaps that's something that was instilled in you when you were little, that you need to make sure that you're perfect, make sure that you don't mess up. And I know that our education system often enforces that. Get straight A's. That's what good kids do. It's very bad to get a D or an F. But really, in the grand scheme of life, we need to get our D's and F's. How else do we learn? And so I'm not saying that there's going to be an immediate failure, but I am saying it's time for you to step forward. And that thing that you've been called to do for quite some time, you can feel it in your heart. I know that maybe you have denied yourself and you feel like, no, I haven't been feeling anything lately. And that could be the ego because it's scared. And that's perfectly natural. It's okay to express those feelings and emotions. In fact, write them down, express them to your closest friends and family, so that they can help support you and that next step forward. But I really feel that for Capricorn in July, this is all about taking that first step. It might not be like a whole full-fledged journey yet, but just in that direction. And I think once you get over the fear of what that first step will be like, and you actually do it, and now you're in it, and that is your present, it's like, okay, we're in it now, we're here. And there is a sense of accomplishment, and I see the solar plexus lighting up, the heart lighting up, the crown chakra lighting up. And although the root chakra and the sacral chakra might feel like it's on shaky ground, those other chakras are going to help light the way. Okay, all right. Let's see, let me go back here. Oh, and your son's name is Apollo. Wow, oh my gosh. Focus is like, OMG. Silver Star, what's up, Heather? This has been lurking. Taurus rising, Capricorn moon. Ah, so awesome, so awesome. All right, so glad to have you guys here. Okay, whew, quite the messages, you guys. You guys got me all. When the messages get big, like my eyes tear up so much, and it's still quite warm. Okay, so let's see what else we got going on here. We have, ooh, opportunities and blocks that we could possibly run into in July. You know, good to know what opportunities might be there. And if there's a particular block, well, then let's look at how we can either go around it, overcome it, or transmute it. All right, so I have the Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards. And let's see what we have here. Doop, 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 boop, boop, doop, boop. By the way, love this deck as well. Again, such earthy colors chosen just for you guys, for my little earth homies. Okay, so let's take a look into, I'll pull a card for opportunity, and pull a card for blocks. You know, and I must say that this kind of new way my intuition is working with the channeling, I think it's just so much more smooth. Like, it feels so much more dialed in. So I'm digging it. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are, but I'm definitely digging reading that way. Okay, I want to look into maybe blocks first. And we have Broken Arrow, embrace the energy of peace. All right, so let me dive into this. Okay, so at the very beginning, I was talking about the jellyfish. We pulled the jellyfish card in My Wally's World, as that being the overarching theme. And I was talking about in July moving slowly. And it seems like for our earth signs, again, you know, Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn, that there's this like frustration of, can't we just be on the other side of the uncomfortability? Can't I just already be a butterfly and know how to do all my butterfly things, you know, and be out of this chrysalis? You know, can't I have already taken that first step and I'm already on step number 205? You know, can't I already be where I already know my foundation? I know where I'm at. And I think the sooner you guys can embrace the stillness and find joy within it, find value within it, the better the month of July is going to go. Instead of fighting the slowness, it's almost like quicksand. The more we fight, the deeper we sink. You know, whereas if you just relax, you'll find that there was a big hefty vine right over there and it would be easy to pull ourselves out. So again, the message coming forward is, it's just going to be a slow month. It will just be. And so knowing that that's just how the energy is going to be, are you going to just try to fight it instead, or try to work with it? I know that we live in a 3D world. We're literally a dualistic being. You know, we're an earth being, but we're also an eternal spirit. And we have to try to find a way to incorporate those two parts, those two halves of ourselves in the world that we find ourselves. And it's always up to you, your free will. You can listen to the suggestions, you can listen to your higher self, or you can take them all in, but really, ultimately, the choice is yours. But if you do want to find a way beyond this quote-unquote block, which is more just the trudging through the mud, then truly slow down, go inward. Okay. All right. Let's see. Kayla said, I have to go. Thank you for everything. You're very welcome. I hope you have a fabulous evening, Kayla. Focus said, yes, we can skip the awkward, please. I know, it's like that, just like the beginning again phase, when you're a novice, you're new to something. It's like, yeah, it's the awkward phase, definitely. Just like when a teenager enters adolescence, and I'm thinking of like when I was in school, and it's like all my male friends that were going through their adolescence, and their voices are cracking, and it's like, can I just have a deep man voice by now? They're getting like weird facial hair, and it's like, the skin doesn't know what to do. They're growing like weeds, so they're also like, they look like little kids, but now they're almost like 6 foot tall kids, and it's like, it's a very awkward phase, and I feel like that's going to be the phase of July. It's the awkward adolescent phase. My voice is cracking and I don't know what to do. Oh my gosh. And then I had that one friend where it's like he had the deep voice before anybody else did. And that was like in 6th grade. He was like, yo. Okay, so let's look at opportunities. And we have Hunter, track down your fears and desires. Awesome. Okay, so actually, you know what? Kind of looks like Capricorn. I'm also going through the whole, I'm too old for this crap on top of it all. You know what? That's how my good friend, the one whose animals I'm watching right now, that's how he feels like all the time. He's like, I'm too old for this shit. Okay. So let's go. Opportunity. All right. So again, connected with the blocks, that, with this newness, with going through the awkward adolescent phase, the chrysalis phase, the baby deer on ice phase, that if we, despite our fear of that, despite us knowing how awkward and uncomfortable it is, the fact that many of us are going to go ahead and do it anyway is so freaking empowering. And what you feel afterwards is, there isn't a monetary value that can be attached to it. And by doing that, that's going to open you up to opportunities that weren't quite there before, because you hadn't put yourself into that energy before yet. So expect that there's going to be help, but the help can't present itself until you take that first step, until you go through the awkward adolescence, and then the people show up. They're there. Hey, yeah, I've been through that too. Hey, why don't I help you with this? So, the ego is going to say, okay, but it was going to want to line up, all the little duckies, all the little ducks in a row. Like, where's all the people that are going to help me? I need to know how this is going to turn out. Okay, well, we don't. But we do know that if we do take that step, the people who are going to guide us and help us through the next portion are going to be there for us. We just have to trust. And that's the big thing. I mean, nobody can really try to prove it to you. That's the fool's leap. It's the faith jump. But it's going to be worth it. That's all I can say. I just keep getting the message over and over. They're like, it's going to be worth it. The opportunities will be worth it. The people that show up will be worth it. And actually, quickly coming in, unexpected people as well, like people that you didn't think that would be there for you. All right. Angela is here. Hello, hello. Focus is right there with you, Jonathan. All right. Okay. Let's see. Oh, we've gotten to the viewer's choice portion of our live chats. That's where we get to do a live poll while you guys are actually here, and you get some input on the next question that I'm pulling cards for. So I have 2 questions, and to vote in the poll, all you have to do is use an emoji, or if you're at the computer and you don't have emojis, I'm just gonna have you type the words. So you're either going to vote with a red heart emoji or type red heart, or you're going to vote with a green heart emoji or type green heart. Okay, so here are the questions. Angela says, it's been a while. The daytime streams were harder for me to catch. Well, hello, hello. Welcome to our evening jaunts. And I'll be here tomorrow for the last one, and that'll be the air signs. If you want to come hang out with us. Same time, so 7 p.m. my time, Pacific Standard Time, which is I'm technically Mountain Standard Time, but I'm in Arizona, and Arizona doesn't do any sort of time change. So right now, California is on our time, so I have to say Pacific Standard Time because that's the time we're on. Okay, so here are the questions, you guys. Question number 1, if you like this question, type the word red heart or just place a red heart emoji. How can I tune into my emotions better? And I say that because we're in Cancer season, you know. Okay, question number 2. Type green heart or put a green heart emoji for where can I have more balance and reciprocation, that giving and receiving. Okay, so here we go. Cast your votes. Red heart for how can I tune into my emotions better. Green heart for where can I have more balance in reciprocation. All right, and I'll do a little like Jeopardy music for you guys. Angela said, love to, and oh man, I missed the water signs. I'll have to go back and watch. All right, cool beans. All right, so I have the deck that I'm going to use for this next portion, depending on what you guys vote for. The Spirit Animal Oracle. All right, so it looks like some votes are coming in. Yay! And it looks like it's going to be a lot of red hearts. Are we going to have a landslide of red hearts? Let's see. We have Angela's got one. Michelle's got one. Focus and Flow Tarot's got one. Angela says, I'm a Cancer sign, so it's my new moon tonight. Hey! And Silver Star is coming in, so that's four red hearts. That's right. I miss Sesame Street. Anyway, let's go ahead and get these cards all shuffled up. It looks like it's going to be a red heart landslide for us. And that is the question, how can I tune into my emotions better as we talk about Cancer new moon, Cancer season. Hello, hello. All right. Oh yeah, Jeopardy music, real quick. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay, whoops. Okay, and by the way, it stopped being terribly hot, so I think it's just the channeling just gets hot. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull a card then. How can I tune into my emotions better? Let's see. Okay, we have our card. Let's see what this deck has to say. Okay. Ooh, snake spirit, time to heal. And actually, I was also, I was looking for, there's like these websites where you can get free video clips. Like they're like stock video clips, and I was looking for a snake shedding its skin for a particular pick a card video that I was making. So I find that to be interesting. So how can we tap into our emotions better? And we have the snake spirit here. Angela said, snake is my Chinese birth year. Hey, I'm a rooster. Jonathan said, oh good, you got my cool breeze. I blew your way. I know, I'm like, oh, I seem to have cooled off now. I'm getting the AC all the way across the ocean. Okay, let me dive into this one. How can we tap into our emotions better? Okay, so what's coming through is actually programming, old programming surrounding emotions in general. So, and this may be something you guys want to journal, do a bit of a meditation on. But when you think of emotions, when somebody says you're being emotional, or I have too many emotions, I feel too much, what words, what thoughts come to mind when you hear that? Also, when you see somebody being the strong one for the family or for friends, and you see that they don't cry, how do you feel about that? What thoughts come to mind for you on that? When it comes to our emotions, something that is quite natural, I've said this before, that our emotions were our language before we had verbal language. It was the way we moved about the world. It was the way that we communicated with ourselves and we communicated with the world around us, was through our emotions. It's quite literally the language of our ancestors. So in essence, we're an earthly, bilingual, or multilingual person. You know not only your native tongue and possibly other languages, but also the first language, which is emotions. And this very natural thing, this thing that we were born on this planet having, as children, babies, not quite learning how to speak the tongue of their mother and father, trying to communicate to them that I'm hungry, I'm scared, I'm sad, I'm happy, I'm joyful, I'm feeling funny. Children do it so naturally. Yet as adults, we decide that it's something to be eradicated, it's something to be shunned, it's something to be pushed away. There's a time and place, as they say, for emotions. Now is not the time. It's taking something that is quite unnatural and moving it into an unnatural position. So in order for us to understand and feel our emotions more clearly, we're going to look at the programming that is standing in the way of our connection to our very natural selves. The programming that says that something that is so common to the human experience is now something to be locked away. We're quite literally taking away a human aspect of ourselves. Who put that there? Did society put that there? Did your mother and father put that there? Know that nothing was done in malice. It's merely what was taught to them, and they've just passed it on. But if we can bring that back, we can show something different to our children. We can bring back our natural selves, our human selves. And the more we get to know our emotions and connect back to it without having to shun it, saying that it needs to be put away in a neat little box. There's a time for a good cry. There's a time for us to laugh out loud, but now is not the time. If we can unlock that box and we can work on those shadows, we can work on that programming, we can show our children something different. And they can grow up in a world that we weren't privy to, but with a magical world that they can pass on. And that's where I see the snake shedding its skin, shed the old programming. All right, you guys. Whew. That was a much bigger message. Whew. Alrighty there. Again, the heat has come back. Let's see, Angela said, if not now, then when? I always think. Exactly. Just, whoo, my gosh, much a bigger message. And yeah, I mean, that's really something to think about, you know, when it's time to you know, when we naturally just feel things, and then it's like we stop ourselves, like, oh, like that's inappropriate. Now is not the time. You know, sometimes like we're at work and it's like I can't laugh out loud now. I'm at work. You know, and so yeah, just to tune into our emotions better, it's going to need us to do a little bit of reprogramming, I suppose. Whoa, alrighty. All right, so on that note, speaking of time to heal on here, it is actually the healing portion of our live chat. So I have my little tongue drum here, and I'd like to play a little bit of music for you guys while I do a guided meditation. So I know that we have all sorts of stuff going on in our lives, these busy things that were going on, you little busy bees. But I think it's good to just take a little bit of time for yourself. And so consider this time you time. It's not very long, it's just a few minutes or so, but just helps you to just kind of drop into your heart space, listening, thinking about all the messages that you heard today during the live chat. Which of those connected with you? Which of them didn't? Which of them do you think that you want to put in as an intention for July? What things do you think you want to release? And you know, we'll just focus on that and just give yourself some time to process and also get into a nice relaxed state. Since it is the evening, some of you guys are gonna go right to sleep. Some of you guys I know are doing dinner and stuff like that, but you know, I think it'll be beneficial. All right, so let me grab my little drumsticks here. Okay, so find a nice comfortable spot. So if you want to lay down on the bed, you want to sit in a chair, you want to sit on the floor like I am. I have like a little towel underneath my butt. But just some place where you're feeling nice and cozy. Make sure that your spine is as straight as possible, but also remaining nice and relaxed. So if you're laying down, just try to lay with your back as straight as possible. If you're sitting down, you can be nice and relaxed, but just make sure that there's a nice column for your back as best that you can. So that way the energy flow can flow through what I like to consider like your tree of life, you know, in your spine. All right, so let's go ahead and get nice and cozy. Take a nice deep breath and just get relaxed. If you want to just kind of like loosen up the neck a little bit, drop the shoulders away from the ears, kind of loosen up your facial muscles. Start to feel that heaviness, that relaxedness just wash over you, just like the waves in the ocean. Relaxing your upper arms, all the way down into your forearms, your wrists, your hands, your fingers, all nice and relaxed. This time is for you. And just allow that relaxation to move down your core into your hips, our hips that are moving all day long, down into your thighs, your calves, your feet and your toes, just giving them a nice rest. And bring your awareness to your breath. And just notice the rise and fall of your chest. Just notice where your breathing is at. Where do you feel your breathing in your body? Is it high up in the chest? Is it shallow? Do you feel it down into your belly? We're just noticing at the moment. And as we are noticing our breath, think about all the messages that you heard today. Which of them really stuck out to you? Which of them resonated with you? And decide now, which ones do you feel like you would like to implement in July? And also, if we're going to bring things in, what things do you want to let go of to make space for the new? And as we contemplate that, we're going to take a nice, full, complete inhale. And we're going to bring the air in, not only into our lungs, but into our diaphragm, into the stomach. Here we go. Ready? And inhale. And exhale. Nice, complete exhale, belly button to the spine. And again, inhale. And exhale. And as you continue breathing, with your next inhale, think of those intentions. And I want you to breathe them in, that breath of life. Fill it into every cell in your body, every organ, every appendage. Let it fill your body. You are filled with that intention. You're literally breathing in life, the breath of life. Breathe it in. And exhale. Full exhale. And on your next exhale, think about the things that you want to release. Think of your breath as a death and rebirth cycle. We're breathing in life. We're breathing out death. Birth, death, life, rebirth. And think of the energies on this planet, plants and the like, that what they exhale, so to speak, is what we inhale. Their death is our life. Our death is their life. What we exhale, they need. And so everything is needed on this planet. It's reciprocation. And continue breathing those nice, full, deep inhales, breathing in those intentions, breathing in that life, thanking the energies on this planet that give you that life in your human body. And when you exhale, think about what is receiving that. You exhale that which no longer serves you, but it's going to be transmuted into something beneficial with that exhale. Something is going to need that exhale of yours, and they're going to transmute what doesn't serve you anymore. Okay, continue breathing. I'm going to play a little bit of music while you continue that visualization in and out. All right, you guys, go ahead and bring your awareness back into your body. Go ahead and wiggle your fingers, your toes. If you've had your eyes closed, go ahead and open them back up again. And I hope you guys enjoy that little healing session, that little time for yourselves. I really do enjoy busting out the tongue drum. All right, so again, I thank you guys for hanging out with me. I always have fun in our live chats. And remember, tomorrow I'll be here again, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for our air signs. What up, Gemini? But also Libra and Aquarius. Yes, them too. So I'll be here for that. And then, of course, on Sunday morning at 10 a.m. my time, we'll be doing the weekly reading. But yeah, this has been a lot of fun. I truly do enjoy hanging out with you guys. So again, thank you. Thank you to everybody who's here in the chat, everybody that participated, everybody that subscribed. If you haven't subscribed already, maybe consider doing that. And also, if you want to be notified for when my live chats are, don't forget to hit that notification bell as well. Focus said perfect. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. Michelle, you're very welcome. Angela said, this is so soothing. Blessings and positive manifestations to all the best, most blessed way. Same to you guys as well. Have a wonderful July. Also, thank you to all of my YouTube members. So thank you, Susie and Lisa and Heather. And also my patrons, Michelle and Surian, Brandy, V, Samara, Kirsten, Jason, Charles, Brian, Kayla. Thank you guys all so much. And yeah, maybe I'll catch you guys tomorrow evening. So hopefully you guys had a nice dinner, or if you're off to go have dinner, have a fabulous dinner and sweet dreams. Also, I'm going to close up the circle now. So with the candle, if you guys want to make a wish for July, let's go ahead and do that. So ready? And 1, 2, 3. And so it is. All right, I'll close up the circle. And I'm wishing you all a wonderful evening. Thanking the elementals of the north for helping us to cast our circle today. Thank you, elementals of the west, for helping us to cast our circle today. Thank you, elementals of the south, for helping us to cast our circle today. Thank you, elementals of the east, for helping us to cast our circle today. Our circle is close, but it still remains as above, so below, as within, so without. Blessed be. Merry meet, merry part, merry do we meet again. And so it is. All right, thank you guys. Okay, catch you guys later. Have a wonderful evening. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out. Bye, guys.